Hi, my name's Emily and I'm the Anxious Yoga teacher, and welcome to Yoga for Anxiety Burn. That sounds really intense, but sometimes that's what we need to do with some instances of anxiety. For example, we have so much adrenaline built up whenever we're having some anxious moments. Sometimes the best thing to do is try to burn it off. Of course, it's not a cure or a fix-all, but it can be supportive. Now, there is going to be a lot of bending of our knees in this video. We won't be going up and down and doing sun salutations, but there are some moments where there's lunging, squatting, and balancing. If any of those movements on the knee is difficult for you, I would encourage you to stay still rather than go in and out of the pose like I'm instructing. Also, you'll need a blanket and some books and a strap. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, let's get started here. Today we're going to be started seating. So finding a comfortable seat, either sitting directly on the ground, on a blanket, or on some blocks or books to elevate your hips. Find the leg position that's most comfortable to you. Crossed, feet together, knees out wide, or legs out wide. Whenever you've settled in, begin to notice your breath. Notice the mind also. See if it's fast, if it's slow, deep or shallow, and compare that with your breath here. At the same time, notice your sit bones pressing into the ground. Connect your breath, inhaling the spine long and tall. Exhale the sits bones into the ground. Notice that connection. And before changing your breath or changing your body too much, just notice what is here, taking a note. Today will be a more upbeat class. Go ahead and give yourself permission to take a break whenever you need to. Maybe even think about the pose or position you will take as your break. Go ahead and exhale wherever you are. Let the breath go. And inhale for 1, 2, 3. Hold. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Hold, and keep going with your breath. Noticing the breath moving in and out of the nose, taking breaths through the mouth if needed, and also feeling the belly rise and fall. I will be introducing something called ujjayi breath or ocean rolling breath. You can either just try it now or try to incorporate it throughout your practice as we go. On your next exhale, exhale as if you are fogging up a mirror with your mouth. Try that one more time on another exhale. And on your next exhale, fog up the mirror, but keep your mouth closed this time. A lot of people have described this breath as drinking in the breath slowly. On your inhale, it might be difficult to make that sound, but picture the breath being drunk from the very base of your throat. Nice and slow on the inhale, and nice and slow on the exhale. The breath doesn't have to be super, super loud, but you do hear that ocean rolling or Darth Vader quality of the breath. Play around with it and see if it feels right to you. Sometimes the restriction of the breath in the throat can make you feel a little anxious, and if that's the case, just skip it and go back to your normal counting breath. Take about 2 more breaths here, practicing ujjayi or just breathing. And on your next inhale, add the arms, inhaling, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, pressing the arms down by your side. Inhaling up. Exhale down, keep going. And on your next inhale, keep your arms raised up overhead. Notice if your shoulders are up by your ears, roll them back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale the right arm down, reach up and over, pressing through the left sit bone. One breath in and out. Inhale to reach back up to the sky. Exhale the left arm down, reach up and over, pressing through the right sit bone. One breath in here and out. Inhale back up tall. Exhale to twist over to the right. Right arm behind, left arm in front of your knee. Inhale up tall. Exhale to twist with your belly. Inhale back center. Exhale to the left, left arm behind, right arm in front of the knee. Inhale tall. And exhale twist. Inhale back up to the sky. Exhale to squeeze the shoulder blades together, puff up the chest. One breath in here and out. We're going to repeat that sequence, one breath per movement. Inhale up. Exhale, hand to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale tall. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back. And exhale left. Do that one more time on your own, going with your breath. And whenever you're back center, squeeze those shoulder blades together, puff up the chest once again, take a breath here. And release. Moving on to hands and knees, grabbing a blanket for underneath your knees. Spread the fingertips nice and wide, knees hip-width distance apart. On your inhale, feel the spine lengthen. Exhale, firm up the belly, back nice and straight. Feel that one more time. And let it go. Cat and cow. Inhale to look up to the sky, dip the back. Exhale, press the ground away, round the back, dip the chin. Keep going. Adding any extra movements that you would like, shaking the head yes or no, or swirling the hips around. One more breath. And back to center, moving into bird dog. Inhale the right leg back straight behind you, flex the toes, stay here or lift the left arm long. Check with your hips and see if they're square. Staying here or inhale long, exhale elbow to knee or knee just to nose. Inhale long, exhale crunch. One more. And on your next inhale, keep it long, staying here, or reach your left arm behind to grab your right foot for a quad stretch. Wherever you are, breathe in balance. Release. Other side. Inhale the left leg back, flex the toes, staying here, or right arm comes forward. Check in with the hips. Let's go. Inhale long. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. One more. And this next time long, stay here or bend the left knee, reach around, grab the foot. And release. Set it down, shake out the hands and feet. Moving into gate pose flow. Making sure you have your books or blocks handy and placing them by your right knee. Extend your left leg long parallel to your right knee. Walk yourself up. Inhale tall. And exhale to reach the right arm down, reaching the left up and over. And come back up on the inhale. Exhale over to the left. Careful to not put pressure on your knee. As you move, really press the outstretched foot into the ground. Breathe and feel the side ribs and the muscles working. And play around with the breath and see what feels best for you here. And release. Moving your knees back parallel and switching the books to the other side. Outstretch the right leg this time, pressed into the ground. Inhale tall. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back up to the sky. And exhale over to the right, keeping that right foot nice and firm into the ground. Once again, move with your breath. See how it feels. Relax the face and shoulders. Notice if you have any extra tension holding on here. One last exhale and release. Moving back to hands and knees, moving props out of the way and coming to lay on your belly. Stacking the hands underneath your forehead, legs long. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Set the feet down, zip up the legs, and hands come right by your shoulders, forehead on the mat. Hug the elbows in, rolling cobras. Inhale, just the chest up. Exhale, lower down. Keep going. Really squeeze the shoulder blades back as you come up, toes pressing down into the mat the entire time. And on your next inhale up, hold it there. Imagining the spine lengthening long, not just up. Keep breathing. And let it go. Stack the hands, windshield wiper the knees if you need to. Coming into cobra push-ups, hands by your shoulders, forehead on the mat, zip up the legs. Inhale, press yourself up just a little bit, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, spine long, press up. Exhale, lower down, making sure to keep those elbows hugged into your sides. Checking in with your back. If there's any pinching, let this go. One more. And release. Moving into Sphinx pose to take a break. Elbows underneath shoulders, fingertips long, elbows about a hug's width away, feet still pressed into the ground. Checking in with your head, making sure it's long. If you need to, relax the head down. With every inhale, lengthening the spine. Every exhale, press the pubic bone into the ground. And release, walking yourself back into a child's pose. Grabbing a block for your head if needed. Arms can be long or by your sides. Take a breath here. Either staying here, walk the fingertips long and exhale over to the right. Quick stretch. Release, inhale, center. Exhale the fingertips over to the left. And release. Coming back to child's pose and staying here or taking puppy or downward facing dog. To take puppy, keeping the hips over the knees and walking the chest long. For downward facing dog, tucking the toes and sending the hips up and back, pressing the hands firmly into the ground, keeping the knees bent if that helps release some of the tension in your spine rather than having the knees straight. Wherever you are, just breathe, walk out your dog or your puppy, and whenever you're ready, come into a plank position. This can be knees down or knees lifted. Find what works best for you. We're just going to stay here and breathe for a little bit, making sure that the shoulders are relaxed back, spine long, belly firm. Keep breathing. If your breath becomes short or shallow, come back into a child's pose. Taking one last deep breath in here and let it go. Send it back into a child's pose wherever you are. And release. Coming into a standing position. Checking in with your standing when you get here. Making sure feet are hip-width distance apart. That's about 2 fists. Lift your toes. Feel your big toe mound, pinky toe mound, center of your heel press into the ground. Release the toes. Moving up your knees, giving them a micro bend. Moving up to the belly, feeling the belly firm, nice and long. Spine long to the very crown of your head, shoulders relaxed. Breathe. Bring the hands to heart center. Maybe return back to that Ujjayi ocean rolling breath or just your counting breath. Go ahead and exhale wherever you are. Inhale and reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, press the arms down through heart center. Keep going. Moving into some side bends with the breath. Inhale, tall. Exhale, over to the right, releasing the right arm down. Inhale, tall again. Exhale to the left, reaching the left arm down. Keep going. Moving nice and slow with the breath. Feeling the sides and obliques move here. Coming back to center, reaching tall, and bringing hands to your hips, preparing to fold, making sure you have your props ready. Inhale, tall. Exhale to bend the knees, suck the belly button up and in to fold forward. Releasing the hands to blocks or grabbing opposite elbows and shaking the head yes, no, maybe so. Keeping the knees as bent as you need to. And staying here or releasing the hands down, right hand in front of your right foot, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg as much as comfortable. Inhale to twist, opening to the side. Breathing. And release, moving the left hand in front of the left foot, bend the left knee, straighten the right as much as comfortable, open up to the side. And release, bend the knees, shake the head yes and no, hands come back to hips to roll yourself back up. Hands come to heart center. Inhale here. Exhale to sit back into a chair, pretending you have a block in between your legs that you're squeezing, and also making sure you can see your toes and pressing into all 10 toes. Now staying here in this chair pose, or begin to flow. Inhale, reach the arms long. Exhale, sit it back into a chair. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, chair. Keep going. And on your next exhale, stay in your chair, keeping the hands pressed at heart center, feeling the spine long from the top of your head down to your tailbone. Either staying here or exhale, twist over to the right, noticing your knees, making sure they stay nice and in line. Inhale, back center. Exhale, twist to your left. Keep breathing. And whenever you're ready, inhale, back center. Hold it a little bit longer. Release. Beautiful. Bringing the hands back to your hips, preparing for warrior one lunges. Inhale, tall. Exhale, the right foot back, pointed out 45 degrees, making sure your legs are not in the same line. Staying here, or inhale, tall. Exhale, bend the left knee over the left ankle, taking care that the left knee does not go past the ankle. Keep pressing through the right foot. Hands can stay here or up towards the sky. Stay in stillness or flow. Inhale, straighten everything, reach long. Exhale, press through both feet, bend the left knee. Inhale, long. Exhale, press. One more. And either staying here or interlace the fingers behind your back and folding to the inside of your left leg. This is a little advanced, so take your time or skip this. Keep breathing, finding that ujjayi or your counting breath. Imagine someone was pulling your arms back to reach yourself up and release. Step the right leg back. Take a breath, hands at heart center. Moving to the other side, hands on hips, left leg back this time. Left foot turned out 45 degrees, making sure the legs are in 2 lanes of traffic. Staying here, inhaling tall, or exhale the right knee over the right ankle, taking care that it does not go past the ankle. Arms stay by the hips or reach up to the sky. Stay here or flow. Inhale, straighten arms and legs. Exhale, sit it down, press through both feet. Keep going. And then on your next exhale, staying here, or interlacing the fingers behind your back and folding to the inside of your right leg this time, making sure to take your time. No need to rush here. And coming up, having someone pull your arms back. Inhale, tall. Exhale here. Bringing the legs back in line, taking a breath here. Moving into wide-legged stance. Bring a prop with you to have it handy, and turn your toes out to the corners of your mat. Hands at your hips. Inhale, tall. And exhale, sit down into goddess, or also called horse pose. Checking the knees and toes, making sure they're in the same direction. Play around with it, switch your weight, and see which position feels best. Making sure to tuck the belly button up and in to get a nice straight spine. Staying here or flow with me. Inhale, straighten arms and legs, reach. Exhale, sit it down. Keep going. One more. And as you're here sitting down, staying here in stillness, or reach up just the right heel. Set it down. Left heel. And set it down. And then maybe both feet. Breathe and try to keep your balance. Release, setting the feet down, straightening the legs and turning the feet parallel. Hands at your hips, inhale tall. Exhale, suck the belly button up and in to fold forward. Bend the knees if needed. Shake the head, yes, no, maybe so. And staying here or flowing from side to side. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend the knee over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend your left. But go with your own breath, lingering on one side or just moving with the inhales and exhales as needed. Take one last breath here. Release. Either placing hands on blocks or your hips, bend the knees, tuck the chin to roll up. At the very top, check in with your feet, make sure that they're parallel, moving into warrior twos. Hands come to hips, inhale tall, exhale the right toes point to the front of the mat, left foot stays parallel. Inhale up once again, exhale to bend the right knee over the right ankle, making sure that you can see your right big toe, left foot still pushing down, and the hips opening to the side of the room. Play around with that and see how that feels. Staying here or arms long, parallel with the ground. Check in with the shoulders, make sure they're relaxed. Staying here or flow with me. Inhale, straighten arms and legs, reach. Exhale, set it down. Keep going. Last one. And staying here, feeling the power of your legs, feeling the balance of inhaling spine long, exhale, pressing through the feet, moving into side angle and reverse. Placing the right elbow on your right knee, reaching the left arm up to the sky, and reverse it. Reaching the left arm back, reaching the right arm to the sky. Careful with the pressure on the left knee, and moving at your own pace. Moving to the right, and then to the left. Using those obliques again. And the next time you're on the right, just stay here and hold it. Breathing. And reverse it. Other side, going to the left. And release. Coming back up tall. Hands at hips, feet parallel, and moving to the left side. Left foot turns to the front of the mat. Right foot stays parallel. Inhale tall. Exhale left ankle over left knee, making sure you can see your left big toe. Right foot pressing into the ground. Hips opening to the side of the room. Staying here or allowing the arms to stretch long, as if pressing into giant marshmallows. Relax the shoulders. Stay here or flow. Inhale, straighten arms and legs, reach. Exhale, down. Keep going. And stay here for a moment, feeling the power of your body and your breath. And moving into our side angle and reverse flow. Bringing the left elbow to your left knee, reaching the right arm up to the sky, and reverse it, staying with your breath, taking care to not put pressure on your right knee. See if you can feel that ujjayi here. And whenever you get to your side angle again, stay here and breathe. And reverse it, other side. And let it go. Beautiful. Moving into balancing, so going to a wall or a chair, something that will help you feel supported. And whenever you're ready, bringing your hands to heart center and checking back in with your standing, with your feet, your knees, belly, chest, crown of the head. Take a breath here. Moving into some chairs. Inhale tall, exhale sit down in your chair. Inhale back up to the sky, maybe bringing your right leg with you. Exhale, sit it back down. Inhale tall, maybe bringing the left with you this time. Exhale down. Staying here with your chair walks or just take some normal chairs. Keep breathing. Release when you're ready and moving into our balancing. If you want a challenge, try to keep the leg that is raised the entire time. That being said, inhale tall. Exhale to switch the weight over to your right, turning the left foot out and placing it on your ankle or your shin, maybe even all the way up into your inner thigh. Be careful with your knee. Lifting up through the belly nice and tall. As you exhale, feel the standing leg press into the ground, bent leg press into the standing leg. Tree pose. Keeping your hands at heart center or lift them up to the sky. Beautiful. Switching into eagle pose modified. Giving yourself a big hug with the right arm underneath. Lift your bent leg into your chest. Exhale to sit back into a chair and cross the leg over. Seeing if you can keep the spine nice and straight. Letting the toes rest on the ground or lift them up. Keep breathing. Taking a break if the breath becomes shallow. And release, unwind, reaching up to the sky. Hands can come back to your hips. Coming into warrior three, sending the bent leg back. And maybe coming parallel with the ground or staying as upright as comfortable, making sure to flex the back feet and imagine the chest reaching towards the front of the room, back heel reaching to the back. And release, shake it out. Awesome job. Other side. Check in with your standing. Inhale tall here. Exhale the weight over to the left this time. Right foot comes to the ankle, shin, or inner thigh. Check in with your standing. Inhaling tall. Exhale into the ground with the standing foot and also bent foot into standing leg. Play around with the arms, staying at heart center or lifted. Breathe. Noticing if you're scrunching up your face or if you have any tension in your shoulders. See if you can let it go here. And release whenever you're ready. Left arm comes underneath the right to give yourself a big hug and reaching the right foot over the left knee, sitting down into a chair. Letting the right toes come to the ground or lifted. See if you can get the back as straight as it wants to. And release, coming back up and sending it back into a warrior 3. Hands can come to hips, allowing the right toes to flex, spine long. Feel the connection here. Breathe. One last deep breath in here and release. Let it go. Shake it out. Give yourself a pat on the back. And finally, moving on to our backs, making sure you have your props handy. Moving into some abs before we fully settle down here. Options are laying down flat on your back with your knees over your hips and your shins parallel to the ground. Flex or point the toes, staying here, or exhale one knee into your chest and the other leg long. Inhale back center and switch. For more of a challenge, interlace the fingers behind the head, lifting up the chest and twisting towards your bent knee for yogi bicycles. Go ahead and move with your breath. Inhale, exhale, twist one leg long. Inhale, exhale, twist one leg long. Keep going. Try not to rush it here and move with your breath in your body. Taking 2 more rounds here. And release, letting the head go back down, but keeping the knees bent. Pressing your hands into your knees, making sure that the head rests on the ground. Begin to push into your knees, knees push into your hands. Really firm up the belly here, feeling all of this working together. Feet reaching long, hands pressing into knees, knees pressing into hands. Maybe press a little bit harder. Relax the shoulders and face. Keep going. Keep pressing. And release. Bringing the knees into your chest and rolling onto our bellies for some back bending. Setting the feet down onto the ground, legs long. Forehead on the ground, arms long by your side this time for a locust pose. Imagine someone was stretching you long, so long that it lifts you up, squeezing the shoulder blades, legs lifting up off the ground, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Keep going. And imagine the legs lifting from the inner thighs, making sure those toes stay parallel to the ground. And on your next inhale, keep it open, stay up. And release, stacking the hands and windshield wiping the legs from side to side. Go ahead and move into a quick child's pose. Then whenever you're ready, finally laying completely on your backs. I promise this is it, no more work. And whenever you're on your back, bring your knees into your chest and roll around. And setting the feet down, coming into a bridge prep position, arms long. Imagining you had a block in between your knees, gently squeezing it, coming up into rolling bridges. Inhale, up your hips, chin run away from chest. Exhale, lower down. Keep going nice and slow. We're cooling down here. On your next inhale, keeping the hips raised, stay here. Maybe tucking the shoulders in, puffing up the chest to get a little bit more of a back bend. And release, set it down. Windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And set the feet back down, lifting up the right leg up to the sky. Exhale the right ankle over the left knee. Staying here, imagining the right hip opening up with every exhale. If you need more, bring the left knee in towards your chest. Relax the head and shoulders. Breathe. Imagining with every exhale, your breath was massaging out your right hip. Go back to your breath. See if you can slow everything down. Take one last deep breath in here and let it go. Setting the left foot down, releasing the right leg back up towards the sky, and windshield wiper the legs before moving to the other side. Feet down, set up. Inhale, left leg reaches towards the sky. Exhale the left ankle over the right knee. Staying here, imagining the left hip opening with your breath. If you need more, bring the right knee in, making sure to keep the head and shoulders relaxed. Feel the belly rise and fall. Feeling the breath and maybe even your pulse slow down. If it's difficult to slow down, go back to your counting breath and try to lengthen the exhales. Taking a few more breaths here. And release. Setting the feet down and windshield wipering the legs from side to side. And finding your strap or your necktie. And reaching the right leg back up to the sky, interlacing the strap around it. Inhale the heel towards the ceiling, keeping the left leg bent or reaching it long. Making sure to relax the head and shoulders once again. Even if it doesn't move, imagine on the inhale, toes come towards the face. Exhale, heel more towards the ceiling, keeping the right knee as bent as it needs to for you to feel supported. Keep breathing and find your breath here once again. And staying here, or exhaling the leg, opening out wide, feeling the stretch in the inner thighs. Once again, relax the shoulders and face. Release, coming back up to the sky and bringing the leg across the body, either rolling completely onto your hip or just crossing the leg in the sky. Feeling the stretch along the IT band or the outside of your thigh. Breathe. Continuing to feel the body and breath slow down. And release. Coming back up, releasing the strap. windshield wipering the legs before moving over to the left side. Reaching the strap in the left foot up towards the sky, keeping the right knee bent or releasing it long. Staying here, imagining the toes moving towards the face as you inhale. Exhale, the heel reaches towards the ceiling. Feeling the body get heavier and heavier as you lay here. Shoulders, face, legs, belly rise and fall gently. And bringing the leg out wide when you're ready, making sure the shoulders stay relaxed. Notice if you have a death grip on the strap, see if you can soften a little bit. And release, coming back up and moving across the body, rolling completely onto your hip or crossing the leg in the sky. Once again, check in to see if there's any tension. Breathe. Taking one last deep breath in here. And release whenever you are ready. Setting the feet down and windshield wipering the legs from side to side. Whenever your knees are on the right, keeping them there, stacking them, and allowing the chest to open. Feeling gravity help you in this twist here, not trying to force it, just feeling the chest open, legs tumbling over to the side. Belly rise and fall, breathe. Beginning to feel heavier from your toes, ankles, shins and calves, knees, thighs, hips, belly, chest, shoulders, to the very top of the head. When you're ready to move to the other side, bringing one knee up and then the other, windshield wiper the legs before moving to the other side, allowing the chest to be open and the legs heavy. Feeling yourself drift more and more into relaxation, especially on the exhale. Feel how much your body begins to sink deeper and deeper into the ground. Maybe your awareness moves elsewhere. See if you can bring it back to your breath in this moment before completely letting it go when we reach Savasana. Whenever you're ready, bringing one knee up and then the other, windshield wiper the legs from side to side, and finding a Shavasana that works best for you. You can either just lay here or go to legs up a wall. Take your time to find the position that works best for you, and remember that you are not stuck here. You can fidget, move, keep your eyes open if for some reason keeping your eyes closed is not comfortable, and that's okay. Wherever you've settled here, just let it all go, especially the breath. But feel how easy, even with no rules, the belly rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. Noticing where your body is in contact with the ground, feeling those points of contact begin to sink even more as you breathe. imagining one final warm, weighted blanket being pulled up your toes, your legs, hips, belly, and chest, allowing the face to relax, tongue from the roof of the mouth, cheek muscles slide down the face, eyes heavy in their sockets. And especially the space in between the eyebrows lets go, as if someone placed their thumb there. I invite you to just be here for the next several breaths. Slowly begin to feel your breath again. Lengthening the inhales, deepening the exhales. Notice your body here in this space. Whenever it feels right, bring the thumb to touch every finger as if it was your very first time moving. And whenever you're ready, wiggle fingers and toes, and maybe even take a full body stretch. And let it go, bending the knees and roll to one side or the other. Take a moment here to thank yourself for coming onto your mat, for taking time for you. Seal it in with a breath. Keeping your eyes soft or closed as best you can, begin to press yourself up into an easy seat, not caring too much what it looks like, just getting somewhere comfortable. Hands can be down on the knees for more grounding, up for a little bit more energy. Just notice. Like at the beginning of class, we asked, is our breath fast? Is it slow? Deep or shallow? Same with our thoughts, just notice. And whatever you find, don't judge it. Just let it be exactly as it is. We'll close out class with some deep cleansing breaths. That's a deep inhale, deep sigh out. Go ahead and exhale wherever you are. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. One more. And let it go. Hands come to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me.